Of our democracy was over 2 years old when it was rewritten to include these words: a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. The year was 1791. The Founding Fathers had always assumed the possibility of a need for a citizens' militia of some sort from time to time, and since the easiest and cheapest way to arm men serving in such a militia in those days would be to allow them to use their own muskets, the Second Amendment was tagged onto the Constitution. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. The Supreme Court has since then made what I think is the mistake of interpreting that right to extend to all Americans, including those who have no intention of ever serving in the militia, which we now call the National Guard. Republicans like to pretend that their interpretations of the Constitution are based on the original intent of the words. They insist that what matters is what the authors of those words had in mind. They think of themselves as mind readers of the Founding Fathers. Well, this is what they had in mind when they wrote the Second Amendment: a single-shot firearm that takes a bit of work to reload. The kind of thing that would make it impossible for someone to walk into his workplace or his school or a movie theater or a shopping mall and kill 20 people, pump bullets into 20 children. If the Founding Fathers knew that the kind of lethality that we now have existed or was going to exist in the world, what would have happened to the wording of the Second Amendment? Well, we'll never know, of course, but we do know what the limits are on firearms, the technical limits, the magazine capacity, if you will, what they were in 1791 when the Second Amendment became the law of the land. They knew that criminals or crazy people would only be able to fire one bullet without very much accuracy in those days before beginning the very cumbersome chore of reloading. That point is made brilliantly in a public service announcement by the States United to Prevent Gun Violence. Now, I just want to warn you that some of us at the office today found it kind of disturbing, to say the least, to watch this video in the wake of the massacre of children and educators at Sandy Hook Elementary School and after the torrent of gunfire that rained down on Massachusetts police officers last week. But if you do choose to watch this, please watch it through to the end, because it shifts from disturbing to enlightening and even kind of funny. Here it is.
Excuse me. Hey! Hey!
If you wanted to add those in, we can send them out.
That is the kind of massacre threat we would be living under in this country today if our gun laws followed the original intent of the authors of the Second Amendment.